Okay, now we are live. So let's go through the Indriyabhavana Sutta. Okay. After a long time, we are taking this sutta, but it is good to go back again. So after we establish the 10 kusala, the 10 moral deeds, the next thing to do is to come to this Indriyabhavana. So there are three things what is spoken about in that sutta. One is what the noble one does in Indriya or in senses. How does a person restrain the senses from the sense object? This is what the noble one will do. Then he talks about what the sekha is going to do, that is, the trainee is going to do. And the third one he talks about is what a person who is already in Indriya Bhavana would do. So three things. One, what a noble person will do than anybody else. Then a person who is on a trainee, what does he do? And the third one is one who is established in Indriya Bhavana, what does he do? These three things. So the first portion is the one what we need to practice to get the second and third. So what's the practice for the first one? Out of 6 senses what we have to observe within ourselves the strongest of the one and the weakest of the one. Okay, we will come to know ourselves. For some people, eyes are very strong, so they will keep on searching for something. So they should not be trying to have the restraint of the eyes. They should search any other senses which is weaker. For some people, the ears are very sharp. They would love to have a lot of sounds, music, and all that. And for some people, they call themselves as foodie. They love to taste. So they keep on craving for food. For some people, they love touching. So they keep on touching here, there, whatever they would love to touch. For some people, they love smelling. So just like some people who take a wine and they smell it. So or they get into profession where smelling is the main thing. So like they love perfumes, they have different kind of perfumes, they smell a lot of things. Thinking is everybody's choice. So these are the 6 senses what we have. The first thing I need to do is to identify that sense which is the most weakest. All of us will have one sense or two sense which is the weaker. Some people don't care about what they see. Some people don't care about what they hear. Some people don't care about what they touch. Some people don't care about what they eat. Some people don't care about what they smell. Okay, so these 5 senses. Now Buddha gives examples on what you need to do of a training, a person who comes and wants to do Indriya Bhavana. So the first thing he says, when you see the eye, so now what I need to do is sit like this in the way I want to sit and just look around. I will like something in this room. I will not like something which is there in this room. And I have a mixed feeling about something. It's okay, but it's not that, that pleasing. I might not really having a neutral feeling as such, but I have a mixed feeling. What he says is that immediately you should see liking, disliking, and mixed feeling. Now, how do I get it? This is the difficult part. So there is another way of doing it. Another way of doing it is, if you're seeing turn your face and the other thing starts to drop. So you have to keep on practicing it, and after a while you'll get to see that you can focus on one thing. While you focus on one thing, other things fall off. Okay, so this is while seeing, and then while hearing, the sound keeps on coming and going away. Then smelling, the smell keeps on coming and going away. The taste, it keeps on coming and going away. The touch, it keeps on coming and going away. So we can do like that. Or as indicated in the sutta, what we can do is just like blinking of the eye, at that speed I'm getting liking, disliking, and mixed. All of us have learnt about Etan, Santan, Etan, Panitan. So we need to bring that up and look at Etan, Santan, Etan, Panitan, Yadidam, Upekha. Upekha is equanimity. So if I am having equanimity, then it doesn't attract, it doesn't repel, it doesn't give me mixed feeling. Okay. Like that he gives for all the 6. So one he says blinking of the eye, another one he says snap of the finger, another of the lotus flower and the dewdrop is falling. So when we look at the nose, and then he talks about making a ball out of a saliva and throwing it out. So that is for the taste, and then for the touch, and then for the thought. So he touches like you extend your arm and close it. That fast, the liking, disliking, and the mixed would come, and you should make it as upekha. Don't take it as your arm or all that. Now, this if we are able to do, then the second part becomes easy as a learner, sekha. There are 3 terms he uses, which has to be understood in a very deep sense. He talks about attiyati, harayati, jiguchati. So first we need to know what it really means. Atti is the bone, like a dog holding the bone. It's not leaving it. It thinks there is something out there, so it holds the bone and keeps on tasting, and while it is tasting, its canine teeth will bite into it, and the blood starts flowing from the gums, and it starts to eat it. Then there is nothing meat in that, but still it feels that there is some meat, and it keeps on biting it. Now, what is the relevance of Indriya? It's exactly the same. You cannot take anything. You cannot take the sight, you cannot take the sound, touch, taste, smell, all that. It feels there is some meat out there. So I keep on watching, I keep on hearing, I keep on smelling, I keep on tasting, I keep on touching, and I keep on thinking. So I need to think that I'm holding a bone and doing that. I keep on observing it. What is that I'm doing? When the sight comes, what is that I'm doing? I'm thinking there's a meat out there and putting in the mouth and trying to do that. This is attiyati. Harayati. What's the meaning of hara? The Pali word hara is is especially related to India than any other part of the world. Is that in India we have cows. We have many cows, and they graze the land, and also the milkmen, they sit and they keep on removing the milk from those tits of the cow. So they keep on putting hand and then pulling out the milk. In the Western countries, it is automated. So you have machine and you just put it, it removes the milk. But in India, even today, there are places where they prefer to have it hand. So they keep on removing the milk. Okay. So the cow is standing and the calf is there. So they first give the calf to the cow, and the calf will drink little bit of milk from one of the tit, and then the calf is moved, and then this lady or the gentleman, he will sit and he would start pulling the milk. Hara means to extract. Harayati means completely extract. So you keep on milking that tit as though you are not going to get another milk. So you keep on doing it. So all the senses are like that. You keep on milking them. So you keep on milking as though, wow, this is good. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. Like that. So sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. So we need to see that not only we are taking the bone and eating like this, we are also milking it, right? And what do you get in the end out of it? Nothing. There's absolutely nothing being got out of that. As much as you milk, you just get a liquid, and there is nothing you can use it for. So then you have to give it to someone. Then jiguchati. Jigu is a person who is in hunger, terrible hunger, has put food in such a quantity that his stomach is totally upset. So he goes to the restroom to relieve himself. So all that we are doing through the six senses is to accumulate, throw it out, accumulate, throw it out, accumulate, throw it out. And in the sutta, since they cannot explain all of this, they use the word called disgust. Actually, it is disgustful. Jigucha means to be disgusted, but what is disgusting there is not indicated. But we have a word called uchi. Ucha means to urinate. So jigucha means to have feces or to excrete and urinate. Basically, all the senses we take for ourselves are worth of feces and urine, nothing else. So the Sekha, who is the person who is a trainee under the Buddha Dhamma, would see these three things. He will see it as the Atiyati, Harayati, and Jiguchati. These three things. But what the noble person will do, that is a person who has nobility or who has made his dasa akusala to dasa kusala, what does he do? He will look at making it upekha. Now the question comes, why a noble one does like this and why a sekka does like this? Now a noble one does like that because he then practices disillusionment, nibbida, whereas the sekha is already practicing nibbida, it is disillusionment. So he don't have to practice that. That is for somebody who is introduced to Buddha Dhamma, but this is for the person who is already working on Buddha Dhamma. He knows what the Buddha Dhamma, and he knows that he has to have a moral nature by removing the 10 immoral deeds, and then he is able to do that. This is the second thing. This will work only when the first one is working, and that will work only when the dasa akusala is reduced. So these are interlinked. So first I have to come on sila, then as a part of samadhi I need to start with Indriyabhavana. Okay, now the third part, I'm able to stay. That means I'm able to do the first one. I'm able to look at the atiyati, harayati, jiguchati way of looking at everything. Can be a feminine body or a masculine body or a tree or a plant or a table or a chair or a home or whatever, or any sound, anything which is coming to the senses. For all of them I'm able to do that. Excellent. Now the third one. I will put the repulsive in unrepulsive and unrepulsive in repulsive, and I will do both of them, neither of them. For 4 things I'm going to do. What is repulsive within unrepulsive? When particular, aparticular, particular means repulsion, disgustion, or feeling it shouldn't be there. This whole thing shouldn't be there. So when does the whole thing doesn't be there? When the person is dead, there's a dead body, it's bloating and it is blistering out and it is becoming like, it's growing up and bursting out with all the maggots coming from the body. And I'm watching, meditating on that. That is being repulsive in unrepulsive. Oh, sorry. Yeah, repulsive in unrepulsive in repulsive. That means I'm not getting repulsed by the putrefaction of the body. I'm not feeling anything. I'm not feeling any disgusting. I'm not feeling any like vomiting or something like that. When I'm seeing that corpse which is in front of me and it is completely getting disintegrated. So every day I go to the charnel ground, the 9 charnel meditation, what he talks about in the Satipatthana Sutta. So I'm able to go to the charnel ground. In India today, we still have the charnel ground where we can, if we want, we can go and look at the body. So there will be people who throw the body and go away. So in India, we can still practice that. We can go there, sit there and meditate or do whatever you want to do in that. Because there are some traditions who don't burn the body, who don't put in the ground. They just keep it and go. There are a community called as Parsi in India. They are from Iran and they migrated to India. They follow a Zoroastrian way of living. So they pray the sun god. So they call it a tower of silence. So what they do is that I used to work in an organization which was, the office was next to the charnel ground of theirs. That means you could go to that, you can go to the crematorium. There is no crematorium. They keep the stone slabs. Okay. So what they do is, as soon as the person dies, they come over there and place that on that stone slab. And near our office, there used to be vultures waiting for this body to be kept. Half an hour after the body is kept, and they come and start pulling out everything. And the hyenas and the dogs and all these will come and remove every portion, tendons and bones and all that. Now I want to meditate. That's the best place to meditate, to get out of the attraction for the body, for my body or any other's body. So then I am doing a particular in particular. Actually, it is disgusting, but I'm not feeling disgusted. Okay, this is one. Second one, I'm seeing a pretty woman or a handsome man coming on the road. My instinct says, there comes a good looking person. She is so nice to look at. This, I will make it repulsive now. It is not repulsive. That female looks really good. Her skin is good. Her texture is good. All the fat, wherever it should be stored, is perfectly matching. But now what I will do is, I will make her, in my mind, a skeleton. And I watch. So then what happens? I am doing a particular in particular, or a particular in particular. That means what is unrepulsive, I am making it as repulsive. A particular is unrepulsive, particular is repulsive. What is unrepulsive, a particular, I am making it as particular, which is repulsive. So this practice is not common outside India, but there are traditions even today in India who practice this. They sit in the charnel ground, they do all kind of rituals, and they sit for days together. So now let's say I cannot go to a channel ground. Now I can bring it through autopsy and all that. I can bring it and make my mind not relish the human body or any body, so that the kama chanda is gone. So why not a person who has done the 1 and 2, should he do this? Is because he has closed all the indriyas, he has closed all the doors. So there is no way anything can enter which is manapa, which is to the liking, amanapa, which is not to his liking, or the third one mixed, doesn't come to him, because he is able to look at it and bring the aparticular or particular. Okay, this 2 things. And the third one, he says that, may I meditate on equanimity, mindful and aware, rejecting both repulsive and unrepulsive. So what's going to happen here is, the first one, I am going to charnel ground. The second one, I'm not going to charnel ground, but when a beautiful looking man or a woman is coming, I'm doing this. A third one, I just watch both of them equanimously. Then what happens? It brings it to upekha, this equanimous. If I practice the first 2 ones, the third one becomes easy. So I can now do that. And then I can make perceiving all kinds. So I should be able to do that. Meaning all the ones means depending upon what is coming. The sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, and thoughts. I can apply each one of them accordingly, make it repulsive or unrepulsive or equanimous, all the 3. Then it cuts off. There is no way it can withstand now. So it becomes splintered into multiple pieces. So now your mind is released from the senses and sense object. When this happens, then the Iriyapabbam, Sampajana Pabbam, in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, there is something called as Sampajana Pabbam. That gets completely established. So while sitting, while standing, while bathing, while attending to the natural, to the restroom and all of that, a person can implement this practice. So repulsion, unrepulsion, both are gone. Equanimity stays, and the objectification is completely erased out. So basically the senses are there to objectify, then the objectification itself is gone. With that being gone, with Indriyabhavana being established, the remaining things becomes easy to establish. That means if I sit on Anapanasati, it becomes very easy to practice because there is equanimity already. So now the breath can be seen, the whole anicca nature can be seen, the dukkha nature can be seen, anatta nature can be seen, asubha nature can be seen, the nama rupa can be split out. So like that we can take a Dhamma Vichaya and then do that. So this is what it is, Owen, on repulsive to unrepulsive, repulsive to repulsive, and how you can stay equanimous of both. Is it?
Okay. Makes sense, yes.
Okay. Any questions, further questions on that?
When one reflects with the unrepulsive in the repulsive and the repulsive in the unrepulsive, and then both of the repulsive and unrepulsive, does one if they were to look at the other senses, like the mind, ears, etc., do they kind of do like seeing the drawback, like in a
Yes,
Sangha
yes.
of those things?
Yes, they will have to see the drawback. Eyes, easy, because now you can see the dead body and all that, right? So this seeing. But then he puts everything under that. So now, very good question. Now, what do I do in ears? You have to think the sound coming to you, your ear, is a torture. It's indeed a torture, to be honest, because I'm speaking for the last half an hour. It's a torture. So you keep on hearing, and then there's no way you can do anything except for hearing my voice. And then there is a street sound and this sound and that sound, and wherever there is a space, there's going to be sound. So create an repulsive feeling in an unrepulsive environment. What is an unrepulsive environment? Unrepulsive environment is that I'm watching a movie. It's only sound. If you remove the sound, you cannot enjoy the movie. Nobody can enjoy the movie without sound. That sound effect is the one which creates that emotions and so many things. Or somebody shouting. I feel he's shouting or she's shouting because it's repulsive to me. What if I make it as unrepulsive? Wow, he's shouting so much. Wow, superb. And that's how you practice on the sound. Smell. Unrepulsive is perfumes. Repulsive is smell of shit, smell of urine, smell of so many other unwanted things. Can I make other way around? Get repulsive on the smell of the perfume and become unrepulsive on the smell of shit, and that is feces and urine and all that. Can I do that? Okay, this is on the smell. Taste. Make a bland food. Totally bland. Not much salt, not much sugar, not much spices and all that. In India, we eat a lot of spices. So we are used to spicy taste. What if the whole food is bland? That's repulsive actually. Or liking a particular kind of food is unrepulsive. So can I make it as repulsion? That is, I feel repulsive when I'm eating the favorite food of mine, and when somebody offers me the food I don't like at all, and I make it unrepulsive. What happens if I were to do that? That's watching. On the taste. Touch. I love to touch feminine bodies. Let's say I'm used to it. And any female coming in, I cannot stand. My hands feel like going in, at least caressing or doing something to her, or hugging, or doing something with her. I just cannot stand without doing any one of those. At least as a friend or as someone, I need to hold her. What if I create a repulsion of that? I consider that as a skeleton. So the touch of skeleton, like the hardness of skeleton. Or unrepulsive in a repulsive. Really, there's a skeleton. Like my son is a doctor, so we have a skeleton at our home. Why don't I hug that? Okay, so that's a touch, right? So you will feel all bones across. So if I were to touch that, a huge figure, and I touch it, it's not going to be an interesting experience for sure. So like that, so we can do on the other senses. But the easiest to do on the repulsion and unrepulsion is on the sight. That's the reason in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, he talks about 9 channel ground meditation, not about each of the senses. Because if you do one, the remaining will break away by itself. And this is applicable when we have done the other two. So if we are directly coming into this, it might not work. That means I should have finished the first one and finish the second one, and now I am used to that. Now I can try the third one.
Great.
Okay. So what else to discuss? Today I thought we'll not do meditation, we'll discuss so that a lot of things will get clarified, and then again tomorrow we can get into the conscious, infinite consciousness where we are supposed to go. That we can try it out tomorrow. Is there any questions or anything you want to discuss? Forget about questions. So we can share our experiences so far, how the journey has been. Most of the people are associated with me for the last 1 year, almost an year now. And some people have recently joined, but otherwise we've been either on the video or this been going on. So if you want to share your experience, it'll be good. Otherwise it's boring to hear my own talk. Yeah, so for all the 6 of you, so feel free to talk. Malti, you are the most seniorest of the person, at least by age. You want to share something about your journey so far? You are on mute.
I had some question about we started this journey with, after looking the video you had given to all of us, and then try to imagine Earth and space, and probably so many other things will be linked up gradually. I want to understand that after seeing that video, which are the particular part of that video we have to see. Like for Earth, we have seen sand all over. But when we see the video, we see so many things. It's a very long video. Then in the space we wanted to see, that you explained yesterday, what all the things we need to see about space and imagine that. But I was little confused how to imagine all these things that we need to see in that video, how to correlate that.
Okay, good question. First thing, the video is not for the sand and other things. The video is for wilderness. So let's say the time of the Buddha and the time we are in the age of virtual reality. So now you have something called as 4K videos. What it does is that if you really put it on anything, if you have a computer, you have on a mobile device or iPad or whatever it is, whatever device you have, if you watch it like this and keep on watching it, after some time, after a few minutes, you feel like you are there. It's all 4K if you watch any of the 4K videos. The reason why I sent that video is that it is recorded in 4K. The video quality is 4K. That what it really means is that it has a particular pixels. It has a very strong pixels which make it almost realistic. Okay, now if somebody asks, can you go to wilderness? Now each one of us have our own imagination of wilderness. It's not to be imagined. Buddha doesn't say vikalpa. Vikalpa means imagination. He uses a word called as manasikara. He doesn't use imagination. So we are not supposed to imagine anything. We're supposed to experience, not imagine. So what I'm supposed to do in that video is, let's say, half an hour or whatever number of 20 minutes or 1 hour, whatever it is. I'm supposed to feel that I am there. First thing, that's a practice. Okay? It might happen in 1 minute time, might happen in 5 minutes time, might happen in 10 minutes time, or whatever time it is going to take. I should feel like I am the person who is walking there and taking that video. Like that person is going and he will go towards all of these. You have this coconut grove, so he goes inside the coconut grove, and then there is a platform. He climbs on the platform, he goes there, he takes the video of the water. Instead of thinking it is he who is doing it, how about you doing that video? Okay, if you are able to do that, then you have to pause that video and watch like this. Let's say this is my screen and I'm watching. Stop it and see what is empty and what is full. So what is empty now? At that moment of my video, what I'm watching like this, it's empty of the room. It's empty of the place. That is the house. The empty of the street. It's empty of the place I'm staying. That is Bangalore. It's empty of the state. It's empty of the country. It's empty, really. There's nobody out there. I'm in the video. I'm at present on the video. So if my mind were to reside there, experience that as I'm residing there, then what happens? Then there's a peace because I am in that place. So I made everything else empty and I filled it up with this. First step, okay? So now I'm able to follow it, let's say. Now what I need to do is switch off the video. Then close the eyes. In the same place where you have paused the video, sit down. Okay, sat down. Now the waves are there, which are moving. It's frozen. There is no wave. Okay, there is no wave. The sand here is sand everywhere. Okay, the sand here is sand everywhere. Now, can I stay in that for a long period of time without thinking anything? The chair I'm sitting, there's no chair. Please remember, because I've already gone to the wilderness now, right? So I cannot think this is my chair. There is no room also, because I've already gone to the wilderness. Correct? Now I'm in the sand. Everywhere there is sand. What does a sand do? When you sit on a sand, it's soft. Just observe that you are having a soft sand everywhere. Wherever you turn, there is sand. Then you are experiencing the earth element, which is what equanimity is all about, which is the fourth jhana, where you don't have anything to concentrate upon. It's neither sukha nor dukkha, neither somanasa nor domanasa. In the fourth jhana, how to enter fourth jhana? He says, eliminating the previous sukha or dukkha, that is body pain and pleasurable feeling. Then mental pleasurable, mental painful. That is, he says, so manasa, do manasa. Leaving that, you enter into the fourth jhana, which is equanimous. Equanimity. Now, how do I practice without that jhana? So, this Chula Shunyata Sutta teaches, okay, make everything as he doesn't use sand example. He uses just like a buffalo. Skin has been cut and everywhere it is spread out. straightened out and spread out. In all the valleys and the rivers and everything is closed by that. It's just a hide of the skin everywhere. So the problem with this approach is that I don't have a buffalo here to imagine. Sand I've seen, and now we have videos which can give you the sand. So compared to the Buddha time to our time now is that we have these tools with us, right? So if I go to YouTube and give sand, I'll get thousands of videos which only give sand, right? I can sit on that and then I can meditate and I can go into the sand. So I get what? I get equanimity, because there's nothing else to see except for that vast emptiness of sand. Okay? Now turn yourself the other side of it. What do you mean other side? Now I am on the sand. I sleep. What do I see? Sky. Right? It's without clouds. You just watch. Anybody can try this out. It takes around 5 minutes to 15 minutes if you can try this at your home. In the mornings, check with the sky is clear. On your terrace or wherever it is, or on a lawn. Sleep straight, facing the eyes towards the sky. Just watch. A fun starts after that. You start moving. The sky remains still. You'll really feel it. It keeps on expanding, 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 expanding. Not with closed eyes. I'm not asking you to go on the terrace and close your eyes and see the sky. No. Open eyes, see the blue sky without clouds. Now, what happens if you have clouds? Light clouds, you are also moving, the cloud is also moving, you get distracted. Actually, the cloud is moving, but what you really see, earth moving is there. So when you're watching it, you start moving. Just like if you have really experienced this, you're sitting in a train. There's another train on the platform. This train is not moving, but that train moves you. It makes you feel that you're moving. Actually, you're not moving. The train has not moved. Your train has not moved. But you get that perception that this train is moving, then that train is stationary. However, that train is moving and this train is stationary. Correct? A same effect you will have when you see the sky. You start moving, the sky starts to be still. It's a fabulous experience to have. Try it out. And after a few minutes, the sky starts to expand in front of you. So you feel you're covering everywhere because you're moving and moving and moving and moving unlimited. And that is what he calls it as infinite space experience. You literally feel space is infinite. Okay? Then you watch your nostrils, it's moving. You watch your ears, it's moving. You watch your nose, mouth, it's moving. You watch your whole body, that is moving. Everything is moving. Simple exercises, very effective. It works. It's not to be imagined. You can really feel it, just like two trains. One train is moving, you are sitting in another train, you are not moving, you know it is not moving, but still you feel, oh shit, it's moving. But the other train is going away. In the same way, when you sleep like this, sky is here, actually sky is moving, you are not moving, but it will give you a perception that you are moving, the sky is still. So he talks about the space, so infinite space. You are sitting on the sand. Now you see space everywhere. It's unlimited. There's no boundary at all. This is one way of doing. Another way of doing space. And a simple exercise. Anybody can do this. I am on this chair. Chair should be touching something. Yes, obviously, it is touching the tile. The tile should be touching something. Yes, it is touching the roof of the other person, the other neighbor downstairs. It's the roof for him. But for me, it is the floor. But for him, it's the roof. And what about his roof? It is having pillars, the walls, it is touching another set of walls and all that. And then all these are touching where? On the ground. That is the basement, where the cars and all that is parked. Now, on the basement is touching where? The basement is touching to the ground. Now, the ground is touching where? The ground is touching the core of the earth. Okay, how do I know there's a core of the earth? Again, your videos, so you can go through it. You'll get to know what's the core of the earth. Now, where is the core touching? It should be touching somewhere, right? It's not touching anywhere. It's on space. So now you are in space, or the earth is in space? Earth is in space. Earth is going around, you are also going around. So you cannot feel that you are stationary. No, you are also moving. And that is what the sky shows you. You are moving, the sky being so up above makes you feel that the sky is still and you are moving. You will come to know the exact effect of this when you feel this whole thing is opened up into space. So there is no solidity at all. You are in space. So there's nothing to be imagined. It is true. Earth is in space. But we don't feel it, right? None of us feel that we are in space. We think, like in the case of Owen, he is staying in Vancouver. He feels the Vancouver is there wherever it was from the time he has seen it. Like you are in Nagpur or wherever you are, Mumbai or Nagpur or wherever you are. You feel you are there. It is not moved. But all of us know it has been moving. Earth is moving, so it has to be moving. You know, it's a morning for him. It's a night here, which shows very clearly it's moving. But we have a time. So what we say, oh, okay, this is your PST time and this is IST time and some time, and forget all about it. But now you are experiencing what really is happening. The earth, which is such a heavy object, is in space. That's a beauty to experience. Now this is how we can do this, where we can get to see. So the reason why I sent that video is to not imagine wilderness, be in wilderness. Like if you look at Richard, he is a person who has done good deeds. He's in a country, he can go to wilderness. Owen is one person in Vancouver. Vancouver is a good place for wilderness. So they can go to different places and really they can enjoy. They can have a hut or a small cabin and they can go and stay there, filled with a lot of vegetation or forest or whatever it is. And if Owen can go and sit there, he knows, because he would have stayed there, he knows. But for you and me or for anyone in India, wilderness is something which is really unimaginable, because we see people everywhere. Every square kilometer we see 100 people. So where you can imagine wilderness now? Now without wilderness there cannot be any shunyata. So I was thinking, what would really help us? Because we keep on seeing human beings like flies. If I were to turn here, there are hundreds of buildings here. As far as I can see, hundreds of buildings this side. If I see this side, hundreds of buildings. If I see the straight, hundreds of buildings. That side, hundreds of buildings. So where will I imagine? Now I have to imagine wilderness. In imagination, this will never work. So to help that, I give that video. So you should feel that you are there, and all 4K videos will help you in not imagining, being there. So you have to keep on watching. You have to blink your eyes. So don't watch it like you're without blinking. You blink your eyes, but focus your attention. As it is moving and moving and moving and moving, you are there. That person who is walking and taking the video, it is you who is doing that. And you will forget everything. The time is not there. Now you are beautifully enjoying it. Stop the video and see what is empty, what is filled up. Same thing with space. What is empty, what is filled up. The room is gone, the chair is gone, everything is gone. Now the sand experience is also gone. Now you are in space. And space is infinite. You just try it out tomorrow morning or whenever you want. Just go on the terrace, put some good cushion so that you don't get your back ache or something like that. Or in the evening, no cloudy day. You search a no cloudy day, not too sunny, because then you get tanned. Light sun and a no cloudy day. Put one blanket and some cushion, sleep on that. Just keep on watching the sky. It takes a minute to some time. I cannot really say how much time it will take. It depends on you. If you don't get distracted, it will become immediate like this. And you can watch. Sky stays, you move. It's a deadly experience. You'll really feel there's something happening to you. It's such a beautiful experience to have. Try it out. You'll really enjoy it. Somebody is just pushing you away like this. It's like the panoramic effect. It's just like you're going like this, and the sky seems to be there, and you're just going and going and going and going, and you don't know where you're going because you're sleeping. But don't get distracted and don't expect this without really experiencing it, because mind is very tricky. Now I have explained what you'll feel, so you'll be feeling that. Oh, okay, let me see whether I feel it or not. No, don't do that. Relax, you will feel it. It just keeps on going like this. Just like if there was a telescope, and you have seen those people put on the YouTube or on photos or videos. They put videos where the Milky Way moves and the telescope or the camera is still, but actually this is also moving and that is also moving, and then only that thing can happen. But you will see the other way around. You will see that is moving and this is still. Now you want the other way around, right? You want you to be moving and to know that everything is moving and that is still. And then the expansiveness keeps on happening. You'll see the same blue sky. It just, you feel, oh, I was there, I was there here, I was gone, and now new thing is coming, and new thing is coming, and new thing is coming, and new thing is coming. You have to spend 1 hour or 2 hours, you won't even know how much time you have spent in that. Good question. Any other?
Thank you, sir. I was just seeing it in the different way. Now I realize what was there to observe.
Yeah. This is all about observation. It is not about imagination at all. Anything in Buddha Dhamma is not an imagination. It's practical. It is there. If we are imagining, then we are doing something wrong. There's nothing to imagine. It happens.
It's like,
Yeah, please go ahead.
it's like a magic.
Yeah, it is really a magic. The day you get it, you will be jumping in joy. Wow, how can this happen? Sky is moving, I am not moving, but actually I am moving, the sky is still. That's a beautiful experience. Mind-boggling, actually. Another experience, if you really want to do it, you can do it right now. As you keep speaking, the breath will stop. Now the question comes, who is breathing then? You can do it right now. You just hold down there. Keep on speaking. You will never breathe. And we might say, okay, the air is going from the mouth. No, you close like this. You put your hand here and here. Speak. You'll only feel the breath coming out. Where is the breath going in? Forget about that. You're not even breathing. Another example. Take a water. Drink it. As much as you're drinking, there is no breath. You're not going to breathe. Another example. Open your mouth. Hold the nose. Nothing comes. Yes, all these are practically you can watch it. It's mind-boggling actually that how it works. So if I am feeling anxious of a situation, what I need to do is just bring the nose, the finger to the nose, keep it below the nose. And the moment I observe this touching here to the lips, the anxiety stops. It just stops. There's nothing to be anxious. But remove this, anxiety is back. Okay, so what does this show then? I've asked so many doctors, have you ever checked this? There's no breath. And this is what he calls it as Kaya Sankhara. Asapassa is Kaya Sankhara. In breath, out breath. You remove the Kaya Sankhara, this breath itself is gone. Now if I just hold here, the breath is there. But I start talking. Keep on talking. You have to talk. Otherwise you will be getting the breath down here. You should not stop your mouth. You should keep on talking. Talk whatever you want. Now if you were to ask me a question, you hold it like this and ask me a question. You will not have breath. Try it out. See, now the problem is you won't even ask the question. You try this. Hold it. Try to ask a question. The question also will not come.
Why this happens?
Pardon?
Why is that happening?
Because you are closing your mind. The mind is controlled by breath. So the moment you bring anything to it, it stops.
Oh.
And that is the reason Buddha starts with the asapassa. Anapanasati starts with the breath because your mind is connected to breath. So if you want where to come, that's the reason he says Passam Bhayam Kaya Sankharan Asasissameti Sikkati. Passam Bhayam Kaya Sankharam Pasasissameti Sikkati. Passam Bhayam means Passa is to see. Bhayan is to extensively, that is during fear. You feel jittery. So you are stopping the jitteriness of the body. That is, shaking is there. You're stopping that shake. So when you stop that shake, it becomes calming. When the body gets calmed, like I'm speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking. Where's the breath? It doesn't appear. But I stop it. I stop talking. Immediately the breath comes. So he says, do this. Passam bhayam kaya sankharan asasissameti sikkati. Passam bhayam kaya sankharam pasasissameti sikkati. Asa passa is in breath, out breath. When the in breath, out breath, you calm it down. Kaya sankhara, make it still. Then when you make it still, what happens? There's no breath. So in the Chula Veddala Sutta, Dhamma Dinna with Visakha, we have already covered this, but I'll tell you. Visakha asked Dhamma Dinna, tell me, madam, which stops first? Kaya Sankhara stops first, Vachi Sankhara stops first, or Mano Sankhara stops first? And she says, try this. Stop thinking. Now the question comes, how to stop thinking? Simple method. Put your finger below. You will not be able to talk. You will not be able to think. Nothing you can do. Okay, now I want to talk, I'm talking. Let's say I just have to hold it. Even the ideas will not come and just stops. And you keep on talking. Whatever you want to talk, you can talk. So she says, first Vachi Sankhara will go away. Asapasa, sorry, Vitakka Vichara will go away. Then the second one, because of that, the talking, mental talking gone. The Kaya Sankhara, Asapasa will go away. Then the Mano Sankhara, which is Vedana and Sanya, that will go away. And this will be Vimukti. Now, all the three Sankharas are now Samatha. So, Etan Santan, Etan Panitan, Yadidam Sabba Sankhara Samatho. The Samatha of this Sankhara will make you give up all that you are holding on. So, Sabbupadi Pati Nissaggo. Tanha Khayo. Tanha is reduced. Virago. Now it is dispassion. Nibbana. A very simple way to attain Nibbana is through this. So, Anapanasati takes you to Nibbana. 100%. Now, for those people who cannot do Anapanasati, they can get into the Chula Shunyata Sutta, because you can experience the real thing happening, like the chair, like the room, like the wilderness, like the space, like the earth, the space, like that. It's easy. Good. What else? Questions? I have a lot of time today, rather than making you sleep in the meditation. Now, let's say what to meditate. Then this is good. Good to talk and get clarity. Yes, Shreyas, you have something?
Yes, would like to share a small experience on what you just told about the Anapanasati.
Sure.
So I was practicing Anapanasati every morning for about like 10 minutes. So every day almost. It's been almost 7, 8, 10 days almost. So I recently experienced this yesterday. So few months ago, I kind of have that I love playing games, so I bought like almost games worth 2,000 rupees. So yesterday I was like feeling bored, so I thought like let me play a couple of games. So what I did was I installed almost 3 to 4 of them. But when I started playing that, right, something just dropped inside me. So like whatever that craving was there, or like whatever the desire was there to play the game, to find something in that, like what you explained in the beginning, the dog holds the bone thinking that there is meat on that. So similarly, I was thinking like there is something inside the game that will give me the joy, that pleasure of like, you know, in small, for a small duration. But 2 minutes into the game, or probably 5 minutes into the game, something just dropped inside me, and I was like, what am I even doing? Like, what will I get out of this? And you know, the mind just withdrew from that, and like the eye, which was basically focusing on the game, something inside the game, it stopped thinking that there is something there, and it started looking at it like how a camera does. Like when we open a camera, the camera is not identifying anything, it's just looking at the vision field there, and it's just taking everything inside. So the eye started doing that, and like the hands just put the controller down, or whatever, the mouse or keyboard, whatever it is, just put it down, and it just kept on looking at it, and it just became like, you know, the recognition basically stopped, the identification basically stopped, that this is a game, this is a laptop, this is this is that, everything just stopped. And like you said, that at that instant, that right there was Nibbana.
Right.
So these experiences have been happening like over the past few days. Like there is a lot of withdrawal happening because of Anapanasati, and like everything is like yeah, you can see it right then and there. Like it's right in front of you. You don't have to imagine anything.
Yes.
That really helps. I just wanted to share it.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Shreyas, for sharing that. Actually, we don't have to struggle much. We have to fine tune somewhere. Something what we have. We just have to fine tune it. It works. So each person here has that ability to fine tune. And Buddha Dhamma is a tool where we can use it and see what works for us. Basically, each sutta is a tool. It's like one tool set. So it will work. The only thing is that we need to see where we are missing. So out of 4 things, that is Sila, first thing. So that is the morality. Second one, Indriyabhavana, which we just now spoke about. Then having that samadhi state in walking, talking, eating, sleeping, all that. That means Indriyabhavana brought into each one of the postures. Then being contented with the ropes and the place and the medications and the food and all that. So the requisites and removal of hindrance, the 5 hindrance. That's all. You are always in Nibbana. There's nothing that you need to do. So Paramartha are only 4. One is Rupa, which we are seeing as 5 elements, or 4 elements plus 4 Upadaya Rupa. So that is Rupa. Then we have Chitta, which is the light which falls on an object, making it live. Just like a camera, what he spoke about, makes it live. That's a Chitta. Chetasika are the mental formations which comes inside the Chitta. So there are 7 of them called as universal ones. So there are 7 Chittas, 7 Chetasika. And 4th one is Nibbana. So another way to experience Nibbana, if you can do that, watch the deep sleep. You will not recognize anything. Basically, try to stay like that in your waking state. You are in Nibbana all the time. Simple. What happens in deep sleep? Rupa, not there. Vedana, not there. Sanya, not there. Sankhara, not there. Vijnana, not there. Of these 6 senses, the life exists, but you don't exist. The basic thing is, I don't exist in the deep sleep. I have no idea who I am, and nobody else knows also. If the whole world goes to sleep, there is no California, there is no Vancouver, there is no Bangalore, there is no Nagpur, there is no this place, there is no religion, there is no tradition, there is no this, there is no that, there is no white person, there is no dark person. Absolutely nobody knows anything. To an extent that the next person who is sleeping with you, you have no idea who the person is also. That's perfect ignorance Nibbana, Avijja Nibbana. But in the 4, Paramartha is one of the Nibbana, so which is always there in the night. If I go to sleep now in few minutes, finished. Nibbana. But do I know am I Nibbana? No. Can I bring that in the waking state? Yes. How? Simple. 10 immoral removal. Okay. Indriyabhavana. Okay. Maintaining that in all the postures. Okay. Then be contented with anything and everything what is there. Okay. Finally, remove the hindrance. That's all. Simple. 5 steps. Done. Where does it say? DN2. Samannapala Sutta. He gives complete explanation of what Buddha Dhamma is. Ajata Satru wants to know what is this you are teaching, because I keep on going to different teachers every full moon day, and one of my trusted ministers suggested that I should talk to you. So I've already told what I've learned from others, and I don't believe what they're saying makes sense. So you tell me why I should believe in what you say. And the thing is, Samannaphala Sutta talks about as fruits in ascetic fruits in this life, here and now. Fruits of ascetic life here and now. And he gives this exact Sila, Samadhi, Panya. And it works. We don't require 100 suttas to study or master or all that. Only this one sutta is sufficient. And I'm taking different suttas which relate to Nibbana. So if it clicks to any one of us at that point in time, wow, that's good. Whether we are doing Anapanasati Sutta, or we are doing Chula Vedala Sutta, or Chula Shunyata Sutta, or Maha Vedala Sutta, or Mahanidana Sutta, or Mahaparinibbana Sutta, or whichever sutta we take, Anguttara Nikaya, Samyukta Nikaya, this Nikaya, that Nikaya. The whole idea is, in every sutta you come back to the same point. Sila, Samadhi, Panya. And one thing is, Buddha Dhamma is not for imagination. There's nothing to imagine there. If we are imagining, or let's say I teach something on imagination, then I myself don't know Buddha Dhamma. There's absolutely nothing to be imagined. It is to be experienced. I can't say, imagine there is a mountain. No. You have seen a mountain. If you have not seen a mountain, I'll send you a video which you can see the mountain. Not being physically there, you are able to see the mountain, and then do whatever you want to do after. Yep. That's all. Then we can end today. Otherwise, I haven't time. I can speak as much as you want. Today I am in full, what I can say, excitement.
I think this much is enough for me today.
Okay. No worries.
So that I can practice it in the way you want to.
Yes. You first bring in earth. Don't go to space. First bring in earth. Before that, bring in that video. You should feel that you are in that video. That's the first step, actually. Yeah, Richard, you have a question, but I don't know whether you can be heard. Do you want to exit and come back? Maybe that might work. I don't mind waiting for you. You can exit from the video and again join back. Just like how you do all the time.
In the meantime, do you have any tips to wake up early?
No. The only tip is that keep an alarm. That's the only tip. But there is a tip. There is a tip for certain. What you need to do is, before sleeping, 5 minutes before you really hit the bed, you sleep in a supine, straight, and meditate. I want to get up at 3:30 or 4:30 or 5:30, whatever that time is. You will get up. Try this today. It works like an alarm. Yes. Yeah, Richard.
I think also Sila Samadhi Panya. I think Sila, it happens automatically when we practice.
Yes.
Also, we don't need all the time to go to the precept. We just practice. Also, we can the sila, let it out. The Sayadaw, he was telling that that of samadhi, spoonful of sila is 100. It's better than 100 giving dana. A spoonful of samadhi is better than sila. And panya, spoonful of panya is what we should do, yeah. And what I wanted to tell. Oh, you was telling this imagination with the sun, and I think to concentrate on what is more important. Yesterday my meditation was I just stay, look the touch of the body.
Right.
And, I think it's much better than imagination some kind of thing that I must imagine. Yeah, because when I'm meditating, sitting on the chair, I feel the touch of the chair, and this is moment, reality. Is it true? And when I must imagine something, no, that is useless to me. Also, I think, and you tell when I make anapana, that lead me to nibbana. My experience on the Vipassana courses, when I'm doing Anapana 3 days, after reach to Vipassana, it works for me, but still I need some calmness of the mind, but Nibbana was still not present. Yeah. It was one thing. Also, you are telling that is some we do not know what we are. I follow one teacher who is telling that actually what we are is the anicca itself.
Right.
So when we are everything what happened, we should follow. It's not real, yeah. Khandhas are not real. Everything is not real. only what is real is the nature behind all of them.
Right.
So it means my understanding is the best method would be probably follow the anicca all the time, because when our reality anicca is, then we reach the state that we don't leave the anicca, then we are in the reality.
Okay, right. So shall I answer to, I'm not able to understand the question, but I understood the essence of what you're trying to say. So
Okay.
first let us understand is that it is Sila, Samadhi, Panya is like a tripod. So you have a tripod on which the whole Dhamma is. For some people, the Sila is developed. For some people, Samadhi is developed. For some people, Panya is developed. Okay. And if you are talking about Lady Sayadaw, the Burmese saint, in his book, Manual of Buddhism, he explains that how this works. So he says that sometimes Sila overtakes the Samadhi and Panya. Sometimes Panya takes over the Samadhi and Sila. Sometimes Samadhi takes over the Panya and the Sila. But all the three have to be developed. So through practice, you develop all the three. So the idea is to go to Panya. Sila is the starting point. Samadhi is the middle. The middle ground is Samadhi. So if somebody were to be just Sila, it's not going to help. If somebody is trying to establish Samadhi, it might not help because without Sila, Samadhi cannot be established. If somebody wants to only go Panya, again it doesn't work out because he might know it intellectually, but he might not experience anything what is there. That means I might know all the suttas, but I might not really experience what is there in the sutta because I am only concentrating on the Panya. So what I need to do then? I need to develop all the three. So first, I need to see whether my Sila is strong or weak, whether my Samadhi is strong or weak, whether my Panya is strong or weak. Then apply whatever is required for that. Okay, it is not common, but generally the starting point is Sila. So if my precepts are not broken, I don't have to every day sit and keep the precepts. No, done. I don't have to really keep on doing the precept. But if I've broken a precept on that day, I need to fix the precept. Because then Samadhi will not happen. So the Samadhi is a center point. So that's the reason what you are talking about, Sayadaw saying that 1 ounce of the Sila, Samadhi, is better than 100 ounces of Sila. And 1 ounce of Panya is far better than 100 ounces of Samadhi. Because what you are wanting is Panya. Through Sila, Samadhi, you get Panya. This is the first point. So if you are already established on Sila, it's done. There's nothing that you need to do. Wherever it's breaking, fix it. You have a tripod. Camera is the Dhamma. So it's working. Done. Now coming to the second point what you raised about what is that we are. Now this one you have to extract it from two sides. One is anatta, one is anicca. Sometimes we are clear on anatta, but we are not clear on anicca. The experience of anicca is totally different than the experience of anatta. Some people can penetrate anicca easily. So it's better that they only go through anicca. So then they'll get 5 khandas. Rupa khanda, Vedana khanda, Sanya khanda, Sankhara khanda, Vijnana khanda. So Atita, Anagata, Pachupanna. Atita means past, Anagata means future, Pachupanna is now. So if somebody were to ask, Vilas, what were you in the past? I can say Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vinyana. What I'll be in the future? I can say I am Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vinyana. Whether I am going to be reborn again? Yes, it is Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vinyana. So anything I talk about myself is only 5 khandhas. And 5 khandhas are not real. They are real in the sense Rupa is there, Chitta is there, Chetasaka is there, Nibbana is there. That's what is real is. There's nothing else other than these 4. So we cannot really say that, oh, I am part of this Rupa Khanda, I am part of this Vedana Khanda, I am part of this Anya Khanda and all that. No, it is wrong. So if the Tilakana has been correctly understood, then there is no problem. Absolutely fair. So we have to break somewhere, break the mind. So we have to bring in various things. So for some people, they have to bring in Sila. For some people, they have to bring in Indriyabhavana. So that's the reason Samannapala Sutta talks about everything. Now your second point on the Goenka or the Burmese way of meditation, where you have a 10-day retreat. The 3 days are for Anapanasati, and the 4th day to 9th day is Vipassana. The 10th day will come into the Metta. That's the 10-day retreat course. What happens? In the first 3 days, you watch the breath coming towards your nostril, because then he is trying to focus there. Anapanasati is not about focusing. If you have seen the Anapanasati Sutta, it never talks about focusing anywhere. It talks about what is breath. You have to find out what is breath, not about focusing in the nostril area. And on the 3rd day, you will be only able to focus here, nowhere else. And then you start with the Vipassana, wherein you start from your head and keep on observing the sensation happening in the head, and then to each part of the body, come to the leg, and again from the leg you keep on moving up. There is a pain in the hand, or either the scratching feeling in the body, or you're feeling numbness and all that. You watch it. But with that, you will not get Nibbana. You will get peace of mind, but not Nibbana, because it has got nothing to do with Nibbana. It is something to do with getting you the Samatha. Even the Vipassana, what we are doing is nothing but extended form of Samatha. Now, when does this help? When my mind is fully agitated. I'm telling you when it works. I'm working on a project, and I'm getting blasted by my customer and my office. They want to throw me out. I'm having a lot of stress. What I do is I go to the Vipassana course 10 days. It's the best thing I can do in my life, because it cuts that completely. It cuts it. It's the best thing I can have. But so far as Nibbana is concerned, Nibbana is independent of conditions. So I cannot put condition on that. Now I need to uncondition, and unconditioning is what Nibbana is all about. So what I need to do is, my strategy, depending upon my mindset, is to either look at anicca or anatta. First thing. If my sila is good, anicca is easy. If the sila is bad, not that good, come to anatta, because now through anatta I can get into Nibbana. So let's say I am taking the precept. I'm following reasonably well, but some precepts, some fault is there. I might know, I might not even know the fault. Then what I can do? I can come to anatta, because that's the easiest. Not that you should start only with anatta. No. You can start with anicca. Absolutely good. But it's not working out. Try anatta. If that also doesn't work, what does Buddha say? He says penetrate into dukkha. So you look at the first noble truth and try to go deeper into the first noble truth. That will click. Once it clicks, you experience Nibbana then and there. So whether we go by this route or that route or that other route or whichever route, it will all take you there. Basically, I need to understand for myself. When I say understand yourself, who you are, what I mean to say is that you have to understand yourself, the limitation what you have. Whether you have sila as a limitation, or a samadhi as a limitation, or a panya as a limitation, you adapt yourself to that, so that it gets you what you want. Basically, we are all meeting here to experience Nibbana, not for anything else. We're dedicating ourselves to experience Nibbana. So we should get it. So in each of the sutta, if you really see, Richard, Buddha talks in different ways for different kind of mentality. Basically, it is not the same with everyone. So for something, Samanapala Sutta might be good. For some people, Indriyabhavana Sutta might be good. For some people, Pena Pindupama Sutta might be good. For some people, some other sutta might be good. It can be an Anguttara Nikaya, or a Samyukta Nikaya, or Majjhima Nikaya, or Dhiga Nikaya, whichever that is, or Khuddaka Nikaya. These are all tools. Basically, we need to see which one is really helping me and go in that. So in your case, if anicca is working for you, you should follow all those suttas which have anicca nature in that. If anatta is helping you, you have to go through suttas which take you towards anatta, because that is easy for you. Say Chakka Sutta, it talks about anatta completely from the beginning to end. And I read it, I understand, okay, I'm experiencing it, finished, that's all, I don't have to do anything else. Now if I come to Anapanasati, it becomes easy because I already experienced anatta. So I exactly come to know each of the step, what the 16 steps, I will come to know anatta. For a person who is good in anicca, same Anapanasati, he will go from anicca. He doesn't have to go through anatta. Same Anapanasati, if somebody is experienced the dukkha through the 5 senses, then he will do the same thing, Anapana, through the dukkha. So 3 here as a tripod: Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Lakhana, characteristics. It is anicca, dukkha, anatta, asubha. So when I say we don't know who we are, I'm not talking about a person. We are talking about the 5 aggregates. We don't know that we are 5 aggregates. I still believe I'm Vilas. That's the problem. So I need to remove that. How to remove it? I have to remove it either through anatta, or through anicca, or through dukkha. Understanding one of the characteristics will give you other 2 characteristics. And understanding the 5 aggregates will help me in seeing who am I. It's 5 aggregates. So if I existed in the past, 5 aggregates. If I'm existing now, 5 aggregates. If I'm going to exist in the future, 5 aggregates. Vijnana. The consciousness arises also due to condition. It doesn't arise without condition. So everything is condition based. Then I see how to uncondition the condition. That is Nibbana. So how we approach, these suttas will help. But I have to search what is my mental state, what is my nature. Now, finally, this Chula Shunyata Sutta, I'm not teaching something out of my own imagination. There's nothing to be imagined. I again say, Richard, this is not to be imagined. Now, if you feel that you're sitting in the chair that is good enough for you, you can do everything on that only. You don't have to even go a little while on the sand and this. But when you go to the infinite space, how will you feel infinite space? Because you have to feel the infinite space. When you go into infinite consciousness, how do you do that? When you go to nothingness, and when you go to neither perception nor non-perception, and when you attain the 9th jhana, which is no perception and no feeling, how do you do it? So Buddha categorized it in 5 categories. 1 through jhana. First jhana, second jhana, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9. And he's given example, right? You feel like somebody is putting a soap and making you bath, and you are feeling lake water being put on you. So it's just a simile. If somebody were to find out how it would be, so he's given simile. Not that that is what you're going to feel. You might feel something else. But that's a simile what he has given. So 1 is the jhana. Second route is samatha. tranquil the mind completely, and then watch what happens. This is the second. Third way, Indriyabhavana. Only Indriyabhavana. Cut out everything. Indriyabhavana. That will take you there. Fourth one, Sila Samadhi Panya, root. This is the fourth one. Fifth one, Tilakhana. Anicca Dukkha Anatta Subha. We can take either of the five, depending upon what my mental state is. So, Richard, you need to see what is your mental state. I need to see what is my mental state. Owen has to see what is his mental state. And the same thing with Swati and Shreyas and Preeti and each one of us. Because Nibbana is the final outcome. But how we are coming there is our own way, our own mental state. So we need to check that mental state and apply. So I don't want your time, what you're spending, or anybody's time who is spending here to be wasted. I'm not here to give a discourse on the sutta. There are many good people who do it more better than what I'm doing on the sutta. My idea is to share the experience and see whether you can experience through different suttas, because I'm able to get the same experience through various suttas. So I'm trying to do that so that we all experience Nibbana. Okay. So the first thing I need to do is to understand the mental state, not about five aggregates. First is the mental state, then understanding the five aggregates, that I am the five aggregates. When I say I, it's five aggregates. There's nothing else other than five aggregates. Holding on to five aggregates is the problem, for which Shila should be there. Otherwise, it becomes an intellectual insight. I will never be able to understand that. Once a Sila is fixed, Samadhi becomes easy. Once Samadhi becomes easy, I can see the Panya, five aggregates. Then I know Atita, Anagata, Pachuppanna, three. Then Panita, Hina Panita, that is inferior, superior. All these kind, whatever we speak, is nothing. There's nothing like that. It is just aggregate arising and passing away moment to moment, which is dukkha, and hence it is anatta. With that, I will get rid of raga, dvesha, moha. So I'm in Nibbana. This is the basis of everything. So you are absolutely right. I am telling you, you're absolutely right. Only Sila doing is not of any use. Only Samadhi, that means close your eyes and sitting for all 24 hours, is of no use. It doesn't get you anywhere. And only reading books and Panya is of no use. You need to have Pariyatti, Patipatti, Pativedan. So if you go by that, you require all the three. You require Pariyatti to know the Dhamma. Then you require Patipatti to experience the Dhamma. Pativedan to be there in Dhamma all the time. We require all the three. So the starting point of Pariyatti is Sila. The starting point of Patipatti is Samadhi. The starting point of Pativedan is Panya. So through this also we can do it. Absolutely fair. Good question. Yeah, Richard, I had muted because there was echo coming. You can just unmute it. Richard, yeah, go ahead.
I want to know Sutta on Anatta.
Sutta on Anatta.
Anicca.
There are a lot of suttas on Anicca, including Anicca Sutta itself. There is in the Sanyukta Nikaya, he talks about Anicca itself. There are a lot of suttas on Anicca. Yeah, I will send you the link, so don't worry.
And I want that Anatpinda.
That one I'm able to search it out, but I'll certainly send it to you. Richard, your thing is muted. You have to unmute it. Yes.
There is one teacher, woman, who she is telling that usually what we are hearing in the sutta that all of them are not real. Yeah, the Panchakanda is not real, and that the reality is behind all this thing is the anicca. And when you remove the grasping, the thing she is telling, when you reach the last, then you don't need to be free, because you reach the reality. Also only to only the anicca is the reality. She's teaching like that.
See, lastly, what you see, yeah, it's correct. Even in this sutta, what we are talking about, the Chula Shunyata Sutta, if you go through the last one, what he says the five senses exist, life exists, and everything is anicca. So when we say, I have done everything, what it means is that you have understood anicca. Okay, so what she has said is correct. There is no defect in what she is saying. Ultimately, it's only anicca. There is no person there. Even I cannot say I have got released, because what you are released is from anicca, which is anicca only. So you cannot remove anicca. It will end up in anicca. So by getting into nibbana, what I am trying to see is the anicca nature arising and passing away. Just like you sit, everything is moving like this. So you can see that everything is moving. But you are sitting here. Now, who is this you? That is also an anicca. And what you are seeing is also anicca. That's the reason I told you to experiment is sky and you sleeping. If you see, you become moving and the sky seems still. That is how anicca works. Right now, I am seeing myself fixed and the sky moving. But what if it is the other way around? That is also anicca. This is also anicca. So what you end up is anicca only. It's perfectly correct. But how do you get into anicca? We have these many of them. So when we say I have attained nibbana, what I am trying to say is basically to explain I have understood anicca completely. So there's no binding. There's nothing I'm bound. I'm holding it because it's anicca. It just keeps on coming and going and coming and going and coming and going and coming and going. Nothing that I can hold it as mine. Perfectly, she has taught you. Okay, so shall we end for today?
Thank you very much.
No problem. We'll again meet tomorrow with jhana.
Okay.
Namo Buddhaya. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.